Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Leilani of Barbados. I'm in mourning because two of my favorite series that I was so looking forward to have been cancelled. One is Pearl, which I think should be called The Pearl because it's hard to just say Pearl. And the other one is The Real Housewives of Jersey. Which, if you've been following me for a very long time, I was actually casted for that and then they rejected me, only to find out that they only get paid £5,000. So karma is such a bitch. She is. Piers Morgan has something to say about it, and let's listen to him. Let's see what he says, because woohoo. Let's see.
Now, I don't believe in cancel culture, so I was obviously distraught to learn that the woman who cancelled me has now herself been cancelled.
Of course.
Yes, Netflix has shelved the development of Pearl, an animated series created by Meghan Markle with Sir Elton John's husband David Furnish, about a 12-year-old girl inspired by influential women. Apparently it was based on her own very inspiring rags to royal riches story.
Okay, I'm going to pause it here because first of all, Piers, I get the tongue-in-cheek humor. I live in the UK. But this is, I think, what the problem was, is that it wasn't genuine. And I think that coming from Meghan Markle, the plagiarism queen, my darling, she probably was making up stories and recreating history. And that was probably part of the problem, is that nothing came through genuinely because we know she copies everything and she doesn't have any original talent or ideas. And I was thinking, because I've been watching the Amber Heard case. Sorry, guys, I know you don't want to hear about it, but it's a thing. What Amber Heard has, thank you for my subscribers who have commented that she has histrionic personality disorder. And I thought that meant like recreating history, but actually it's a mental health condition marked by unstable emotions, a distorted self-image, and an overwhelming desire to be noticed. People with HPD often behave dramatically or inappropriately to get attention. So I have been saying from the time I saw the Oprah interview that Meghan Markle has absolutely no self-awareness. Like even Harry was like ashamed.
But sadly, it seems nobody at Netflix shared my inspiration. The streaming giant reported very bad results last week. The direct consequence, some critics say, of their increasingly tedious woke output, including a new series about a pregnant man. Netflix stock tanked, so they've had to pull the plug on Meghan's vanity project to cut.
Sorry, pause. This is the controversy, is that apparently Netflix, I know I got a bill from Netflix recently that was, they had a whole explanation as to like why the bill is like this and whatever, because Netflix is doing really badly, which makes no sense because COVID. I'm not sure if because COVID gave them a spike and then now it's like they're tanking, or like what they're comparing the numbers to. People must be watching YouTube. YouTube is the best. So they had to cut her because they're cutting off people that are not viable.
But the Duke and Duchess of Netflix's whole $100 million deal with the company may now be in jeopardy. None of this brings me any pleasure, especially after the sad failure of her nauseatingly patronising children's book, The Bench. But it would be remiss of me not to just politely suggest that Meghan and Harry may be suddenly discovering that maybe the rest of the world isn't quite as excited by their self-righteous brand of pious, hypocritical, money-grabbing, virtue-signaling royal bashing.
Okay, wow. Okay, so that whole insult was lengthy. I don't think that Meghan and Harry can at this point be seriously caring if they have fans. I think they're depending on hate watching, which puts them in the train wreck category. But it is a category. And, you know, of course he wants to say they're canceled, like how they try to cancel me. But I do think that they are okay with capitalizing on the fact that they are not liked. And it's like no publicity is bad publicity kind of thing. That's a Hollywood thing.
When the world's wokest production company axes the world's wokest project by the world's wokest celebrity, that's a whole new level of humiliation.
Humiliation. I did a humiliation fetish video where I said that Meghan Markle has a humiliation fetish because she keeps doing things and people keep reacting badly to it. Okay, so that's it, I guess. Like, he's been very sarcastic in that. He must be enjoying this immensely, like much more than any of us, because of course he basically lost his own show because of Meghan Markle and her petition. So of course he's going to be enjoying this so much. But they wouldn't even let her do, I want to say that they wouldn't even let Meghan Markle do the voiceover for her own character, because apparently she was using a sultry voice, which is not conducive to a children's animation series. And she usually has a vocal fry, which is like how you talk like this. And it's just a very measured California way of speaking to sound a little bit more intelligent. And so I can totally understand why, because I talked about her vocal fry before, that she would have changed it and tried to sound more smooth. But apparently that didn't work either. So what about all the other footage? The Invictus game footage, the footage when they did their pseudo royal revenge tour or whatever they were doing. There were cameras following them around. It's all been documented. So what happened to that footage? Well, obviously they're trying to make something out of that. But one wonders if that is enough for Netflix, who is desperate to get really good content, or if they're just going to go straight into the reality show where they can reveal the secrets of the royal family, where they can talk about, even in little snippets, you know, talk about little comments that were passed and like where they, you know, did not feel comfortable, and basically talk about why they left. And I think that would be something that they would have to do, but they would have to stoop to that level. And I don't know why anyone thinks that they won't do it. They will stoop to that level. They're literally about that life. They're about that TV trash life. And that's not to say that reality shows are trashy. Like I said, I was asked to do The Real Housewives of Jersey, which has now been cancelled. I kind of dodged a bullet, but I did do a video on it because I wanted to talk about the whole process of being rejected, because I don't care. You know me? You know me, right? I kind of am super happy that they got cancelled. I'm not sure which one I'm more happy about, to be honest. It's happy days for me today. But you know, it was so funny because when I actually put out the video of my rejection, which is, I think, is a very self-depreciating, humbling thing to put out, of how I was clowned and like run around by them. And I will link it here so you can look at it. The housewives got so upset, the actual casted housewives got so upset by my video that they started calling my husband and being like, because he's from here, right? Because they don't have my number, honey. So they started calling my husband like, why is she doing this? Why is she exposing this? Meanwhile, I didn't say anything bad about them. I've never said anything bad about them. I mean, I was well, I was talking about my experience. And they called my husband like, why is she doing this and this and that? Meanwhile, production really liked it, ironically, because they thought that the numbers were so low and so bad for this series, Jersey one, compared to the Real Housewives of Potomac or Atlanta or whatever, that they kind of liked that I was taking the time to make a reaction, you know, because it gave them, it put it on the map kind of thing. I mean, even though a very small map, maybe like a Java in Indonesia coordinates, like, but very small map, but it still was something. And so production liked it, but like the housewives were getting all upset with me. They started like stalking me on Instagram and like telling me off. I'm like, why? I'm saying that I wish I was in your position. But in retrospect, what was I thinking? Anyway, they're canceled. So karma's a bitch. As I wanted to tell you. That's all I wanted to tell you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this. And please don't forget to subscribe, because it means a lot to me. I like to have you as a family. So please subscribe and press the bell notifications. And yeah, like it, please, because I like likes. Who doesn't? Thank you very much. Okay. Bye. Love you, love you, love you.